Yeah, 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 yeah.
Happy time zone. My name is Ivory Snow Plays and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I enjoy cozy gaming, virtual reality, and life simulation. So if those are things that you like as well, feel free to hit the sub button. It's not gonna bite you. It's not gonna do nothing. Now, if you're not new here, welcome back. Club Snow Angel, pour yourself up a drink. Today all drinks will be sponsored by Shallon because this Let's Play is stressful, my goodness. So today things are a little bit different because Cordelia's mother was in Glimmerbrook and she gathered some bones and she shook them up. And shout out to Sarah J. Maas and A Court of Thorns and Roses because I kind of just took the idea from there. But yeah, she was in Glimmerbrook shaking up those bones and she discovered that her daughter was pregnant and that her daughter was pregnant by a bad person. So her and her younger daughter, Lori, decided to travel all the way to the Forgotten Hollow to meet up with Cordelia to see what's going on. And Cordelia has no clue. And we're just about to jump into the gameplay, but you know, if you're watching and you do like it, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, honey. That way YouTube knows that I am not holding you here against your will. So I'm gonna stop the voiceover and let's just all take a real deep breath and then we're gonna jump into the gameplay. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's get to it.
There's no need to rush things, no. Let's figure out a way. You know it's you and me. Don't care what I say. So please don't go away, don't leave. Without you, boy, I cannot breathe. Let's figure out a way. You know it's you and me. Don't care what I say. It brings me down to fall apart.
Cordelia and Servius got into a huge fight because she found some panties in her bedroom and she was like, these are mine. I'm a size small and these are extra large. So what's really going on? So he just, you know, started gaslighting her, and then suddenly there was a knock at the door and now her mom and her sister are here. Now, Cordelia's younger sister is actually really nice and she's really sweet and close to Cordelia. It's the older two that are currently out on a mission that are giving her a problem. And it looks like Servius is back and he's like, listen, I just want to apologize, but your mom is down there being really rude to me. And she's like, my mom? He's like, yeah, your bitch mom is down there. And she's like, you gotta be kidding me. Oh no, not they got the same call. I'm gonna have Cordelia come down here and talk to her mama because she's like, ain't no way my mom is down here. She told me she never wanted to see me again. So, oh, here she comes, and there is mother. And her mom's like, Cordelia, I've come because I've had a vision that you carry a child. I don't know. I just envision her mom talking like that. Like, don't judge me too much. But Cordelia really doesn't know what to say. So we're just going to go ahead and just start a brief, friendly conversation. Nothing too major, so we're just gonna say, you know, let's talk about our chemistry. Like, I thought you said that you never wanted to see me again. I embarrassed you. And she said, Cordelia, you're my daughter. And the vision told me that you carry the next supreme. So I must come to make sure my grandchild is good. This is so serious. And you know, Cordelia, she's just like, I don't have the patience for this. And her mom is like, listen, you must fulfill the prophecy. And Cordelia's like, wait, you brought Lori? And her sister is just like, oh, this place is dusty. Lori is not having it. As you can see, she is the ITGIRL of the family. And she's like, honey, what is this? What is this? And she's like, let me see if they got a white refrigerator. Lori sees food on the counter, stinking, spider webs everywhere. She was like, I can't believe my sister then came in here and purchased a vampire home. Like, it was never that deep. It was never that serious. While Lori is over here listening to her mom and sister's talk, she's like, who are you up in my sister's house? And Servius is like, I live here, girl. Mind you, he does not live here. So it looks like Cordelia's mom is going upstairs. I think she's checking the energy of the home or something. But Lori has no clue what's going on. She just knows that she does not like this man. So she is a witch as well. And she's just picking up on really bad vibes and negative energy from Servius. So she's like, you know, I don't know who you are. I'm just trying to see who was up in my sister's house because I'm not the one or the two. So Servius is like, listen, your sister and I are a thing. We're having a baby. She's like, a baby? I thought my mom was tripping. So Cordelia is just honestly dumbfounded right now. She doesn't even know what to say. She is just in utter shock. And she's just trying to process everything. And now Lori's like, sister, talk to me. You know, I know mama was throwing some bones around and said that we had to come over here as soon as possible. But I just want to hear it from your mouth. Like, what's going on? And I love you. I'm not our other sisters. It's just you and I. You're my big sis. Just please talk to me. So I'm going to have these two have a conversation. Like, Servius, can you please just give me a moment so I could talk to my sister in peace? And it's Servius on some, whatever you could say to your sister, you can say to me. I know I never told you this before, Cordelia, but I love you. And your mom and sister just came here out of nowhere. I gotta go. This man really left. Anyway. And right here is Mr. Shango, who's camera shy. Shango, come here. What are you doing? What are you doing, Tuta Patuta? So Shango is actually Oya's husband. That's her man. So, you know, hopefully she gets to spend some quality time with her fur husband before he goes. Now, back to this really important conversation I need for Cordelia to have with her sister. So they know that things did not end well the last time we were here, and it was actually Lori who just suggested that Cordelia just go and leave Glimmerbrook. And it wasn't like, you know, it was out of hate. It was just like, listen, I don't want anything bad to happen, and the situation with the family is getting worse, so maybe you should just go. So Cordelia just doesn't know how to break the news, so I'm gonna have her announce the news of her pregnancy. And she's like, well, I guess you guys know I'm pregnant. And Lori's like, oh my gosh, yes, I'm finally going to be an auntie. So Cordelia is like, okay, like this isn't as bad as I thought. And I'm really happy for her because Cordelia just needs some people besides Servius because he's literally so toxic. So it's still a little bit awkward between her and her sister. So she's just gonna ask her sister about their chemistry together, you know, just be like, hey, are we still cool? And she's like, of course we're cool. Like, I love you. Everything that happened back in Glimmerbrook was terrible, but you know, you my sister, I love you for life. So she's like, girl, what's up with this house though? Like, can we do some cleaning? Like, do you need some help? I know you have a baby on the way and we still have so much to talk about, but I'm not finna get comfortable in this house with spider webs all over, like whatever. And I also see you don't feel good, so how about you just relax? I'll take care of mom. And I'm about to clean this house up. So Lori's about to get to work. You know, she wants this home to be super clean. And Cordelia is about to go ahead and just work on her. It looks like she's pretty hungry. So I'm gonna have Cordelia come through here and start making some things to eat. And she kind of wants to impress her mom and her sister. So we're gonna try and attempt to cook something grand and fancy. So I'm gonna have her make a ham dinner for the family, and Lori's gonna come through here and start cleaning. So I'm just gonna have her clean up. So just a little information about Miss Lori. Let me open up her Simology. So Lori is creative, she's a perfectionist, she's a bookworm, and childish. Now, Lori also is kind of a magical genius. She has the ability to pick up something and learn it. So all of her skills are maxed out. I did this because Lori actually has the potential to be the next Supreme, but she often gets overlooked by all of her sisters, no matter how amazing she is. So the older twin sisters and Cordelia, they often take away the shine from Lori. She's amazing. She's much more talented than her three older sisters, but she's always getting overlooked by, Cordelia, who's always screwing up, or the twins who are just out there making names for themselves. So that's just something that she personally struggles with. And I think her immaturity and her childishness kind of just plays into that, because she's like, well, no one knows that I'm great anyway. So I'm going to have Cordelia call everyone to this grand meal. Now, mind you, they know this girl can't cook, but they just gonna eat it anyway, and we're gonna hope for the best. So over dinner, I know that Cordelia's mom is about to pry for lots of questions. She thinks she knows everything just because a vision came to her about the baby, the pregnancy. So she thinks she knows what's going on. So this dinner is kind of awkward, as I predicted it would be, but all of the ladies are now sitting down, and it's kind of like they're back at home, back in the coven. So Lori is about to break the ice and be like, so tell us about this vampire dude that you've been screwing. And, I think I accidentally paused. Her mother, Cecelia, is like, Lori, have some decorum. So I'm going to go ahead and have, Cecelia bring up the coven really quick. And she's like, if the rest of the coven knew that you were dating a vampire, we would be the laughing stock of Glimmerbrook again. And Cordelia is like, but mom, I love him. And she's like, love? And she's like, love him? You only been living here for a little while. How are you already in love with him? So, Lori kind of wants to pry in because, she just feels like her mom just doesn't know how to handle these things. Mind you, the mom is like 100 years old. So, maybe her tact is not as good as it could be. So Lori wants to know if the pregnancy was like planned, like, are y'all getting married? Like, what's tea? What's going on? And Cecelia is like, absolutely not. We will not have a wedding between a witch and a vampire. But Cordelia is like, if Servius wants to marry me, I'm going to marry him and we're going to be a family. I don't care what you guys say. He's the man of my dreams and I love him. And Lori's just laughing because she's like, she's trying to be supportive, but she knows that her sister is always been delusional, always will be delusional, will never not be delusional. Cecelia is like, I noticed that, your magical powers have not improved ever since you came here. So have you been working on yourself? That's the reason why we sent you away. So Cecelia, she means well, like she really does, I swear. But she's gonna go ahead and just start gossiping about another sim, and she's just going to say some things that she has heard about this vampire named Servius, because he might be someone newer to Cordelia, but to Cecelia, her mother, who's 100 years old, who's been around the occult world for a very long time, she has heard some things or two about the great vampire Servius. Though she's never met him, she's heard a couple of things. So she's about to spread some rumors that she has heard about him. So I just paused here for a minute to read here, because after Cecelia was trying to be messy and spread some rumors about Servius, Cordelia goes, I'm so in love with him. And literally, I just want to throw up. And speaking of him, I guess he called. So speaking of the devil, Servius calls in the middle of dinner and he's like, I want to know if I can get to know Chloe, Ishida a little bit more as a friend. I really enjoy them. I don't want to upset you or anything, but I just want you to know that I really want to be friends with this person. So Cordelia is like, you know what? I love this man. I support him and I just want him to have friends. Now, mind you, Servius has never asked her to be his girlfriend. They didn't talk about being a future family, but this is her man. Okay, I just wanted to get that out there for the record. And all of this talk of love and stuff is really pissing Cecelia off. So I'm having her shout forbidden words at Cordelia. And Lori's like, come on, mom, like we're having a good time. Like, let's not start that right now. Like, can we just have a peaceful dinner? 3 witches, 1 supreme, you know, can we just all get along for the day? So, you know, I feel like the food and the wine is putting Cecelia in a more playful mood. So she's going to let it slide, but she'll definitely be on Cordelia's case much later. So I'm going to go ahead and have Lori start cleaning up. And then I kind of want these 2 right here to have a heart-to-heart. Oh, and Servius is calling her again. This man has literally been out of her house for a day. And he calls her. And he just calls her to say, hey, Cordelia, I think Raka is pretty cute. Should I ask her out? And Cordelia is like, you know, she's reading her text and she's trying to calm down because she's next to her mom. But it's like, sir, I'm pregnant with your baby and you're asking me about another person to date. So she's just, you know, going to say, I don't think that's good because, you know, we have a baby on the way. So why are you worried about getting into a relationship with somebody else? And she's just going to try to calm down and, you know, not stress herself out because of the baby. And she doesn't want her mom to get concerned. So she just wants to talk to her mom about the way things ended. And first she's just going to apologize, you know. And she's like, Mom, I'm so sorry for embarrassing you. You know, I should have never did that spell. And I should have never did it in front of everyone. And I should have never turned my sisters into puppies. That was really wrong of me. And Cecilia's like, you know, Cordelia, it's not that she did forbidden magic and you did it wrong. It's that you choose not to get better. So right now, you know, the pregnancy is kicking in and Cordelia has to go to the bathroom. But, you know, Lori is like, Mom, I need to talk to you and I need to talk to you now. So I'm going to go over here and have her just have a heart-to-heart with her mom. So we're going to go to friendly and we're also just going to go to gossip. And we're just going to gossip and she's going to be like, listen, I was just on social media doing some research about this vampire named Servius, and there's actually a lot of stories and folklore on him. I know you're old as hell, so do you know if it's true? Like, is he really a player? Does he, like, you know, mess with women? Like I need to know what my sister's getting into. And Cecelia's like, absolutely, he's no good. So Lori's like, listen, if I find out that this man is messing around on my big sister, it's over for him. So while Cordelia is using the bathroom, you know, her mom and her sister are actually looking up more information on Servius and getting to know him. And Lori's like, listen, if this man makes a fool out of my sister, I'm going to get rid of him. I'm going to exorcise him as a vampire because if it's one thing you don't mess with, it's family. And of course, Cecelia's evil ass, she's like, oh, 100%. We must get rid of him. So I'm having Lori convince her to cook something because she's like, listen, that's still your daughter no matter what happens. At the end of the day, family comes before the coven, and just because you're the supreme, your mom first. So maybe just go in there and make something for us to eat because that dinner was whack. Like, whack, my stomach is bubbling. Like, this girl can't cook, she can't do magic. So, you know, she's hoping that her mom does cook so that they can have something to eat while they're here visiting. And let's go ahead and check on Cordelia. So I'm gonna have Cordelia come over here. Now, Cordelia is enraged. She's having a mood swing. Says don't talk to her right now. And oh my gosh, everything is just going wrong for her and no one asked. So she's having a bad time right now. Lori's trying to get this house in order while everyone's asleep. So first she's starting with little Miss Oya. She's like, listen, why are you in here messing stuff up? Like, just because you moved out the house, don't act new. So Lori's going to clean up this house for everyone. But because she is a witch and she is resourceful, I'm going to have her scavenge for parts throughout here. Because, you know, you never know what you're going to find and you never know what you're going to need as a witch. Like, everything is useful. You can use it for a spell. You can use it to, you know, make something. So we're gonna now throw this away. Now, because Lori is young and she's that girl, she don't need no sleep. You know, it's 1 in the afternoon. She didn't get no rest because she can't stop thinking, and she can't stop thinking about that man that her sister is dating. So I'm actually gonna have her go up to his house to spy on him because yes, she did cyber stalk him online. So fun fact, Lori is actually like a B-list celebrity, I believe. And she's also considered, like, you know, what the kids will call a TikTok witch. But, you know, they don't believe that she's actually a witch on the TikTok, but she is for real. Y'all know she's a witch. So, but yeah, that's how she got her fame. But we're actually going to go ahead and sneak up on Servius and just, you know, go by herself because she wants to see what's going on. So she is breaking into this man's house. Breaking into Servius's house really was not on Lori's to-do list today. But you know what? When her sister was sleeping, she took her phone and she read that text message about the other woman that he wants to get to know a little bit, you know, while her sister is carrying her niece or nephew. And she's like, oh, bet. And this is his address? Perfect. So guess where I'm pulling up today? And if you look, I think we can see him through the window, and she's just watching him through the window, and he's over here looking at the TV, and he's just over here with that puppy dog face like he always has on. So, you know, it's kind of going to be hard for her to sneak in. She thought that, well, he's a vampire. Of course, he would be asleep at this time. But I'm just going to have her knock on the door. And she just wants to get to know Servius for herself and see what happens. So surprisingly, he let her in. You know, he really wasn't fond of her at the house. So not him scooting closer to her. So, you know, Lori is like, listen, I know you're dating my sister, and I saw that text message that you sent her. So what is the deal? Like, what's going on? So I'm gonna have her go ahead and start some gossiping about her sister. And she's like, so how did this all start? What happened? Like, why are you seeing other women? And then he's gonna sit here and lie and say, I'm so in love with Cordelia. And she's like, oh, let me bring up the receipts because I screenshotted it. If you're so in love with my sister, why are you asking her about another woman? And he's like, listen. 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 I love your sister, but I'm not in love with your sister. You know, apparently she's having a baby and she wants to keep it. I don't really want the baby, but you know, I mean, if it makes her happy. And Lori's like, oh my gosh, this is not what she told us. She said that you guys are madly in love, you're a couple, you're gonna be a family. So Lori is just like, let me continue to pick this man's brain as he's ill, sneezing all up in her face. But Lori's gonna say, well, do you have any other children that we should know about? Like, is this a thing that you do, like, through the 500 years of your life? Like, do you just go out and make babies? So it looks like we're getting a sentiment here. Let me pause so I can read it. And I'm kind of taken aback by the sentiment that we have between the two of them. It says, you know what? The sentiment says, you know what? It's been wonderful to spend time with you. We've made some great memories and we'll make many more. I'm sure of it. So, I mean, that's kind of, you know, a little bit weird. I'm guessing that Lori came here thinking that she was about to chew this man out. And I mean, she does have him pretty uncomfortable right now. That's his mood. So it seems like she's doing the right thing, but she's like, okay, maybe Servius isn't so bad. I mean, he's a player, yes, but maybe my sister should have recognized that he was a player at her big age. Like, I don't really know what happened with that. So I'm gonna have her continue. I'm gonna go ahead and have Lori talk up the mom, Cecelia, and she's like, you know, I really want you to get to know my mom a little bit more. If you and my sister are moving forward with this baby, our mom is our matriarch and she's the supreme. So you definitely need to get to know her. And he's basically saying, you know, I didn't know you felt so strongly about me getting to know your mom. And I mean, why wouldn't she feel so strongly about you getting to know her mother? That's literally going to be your child's grandparent. So of course you need to get to know her a little bit more. So I think we're going to just grill him a little bit. So let's go to friendly and deep thoughts.
Yib.
And I'm going to have her express her fear of vampires. And she's going to be like, I'm not going to lie, Servius, when I found out that my sister was sleeping with a vampire, I was worried. And he's like, there's clearly nothing to be worried about. You know, I'm a good guy. I'm a decent guy. And I love your sister. So, and I actually have the chance to control him. I couldn't do it because he was overstaying his welcome at her house. But now I have the ability to control Servius so that we know a little bit more what's going on in his life. And this man only has 2 skills in life. 1 is maxed out charisma and 2 is sexpertise. So that is literally all he has to bring to the table. He has no other skills. So now let's open up his relationship panel, and no. I am gagged. So apparently when I was busy with Lori and Cordelia, you know, bonding as sisters, Servius found a way to build up his romance with Cecelia. This is so fucking messy. Like this is so messy. So apparently he has a little bit of attractiveness with Cecelia, and she's a romantic interest for him. It says it's too early to tell, but there could definitely be something there, and he perceives her as very attractive. And I mean, honestly, she and Cordelia are like literally twins, so I can see why he's super attracted to her. She's like the 100-year-old version of a 20-some-year-old Cordelia. So I mean, I get the physical attraction, but like if someone comes up to you and they're like, I'm looking for my daughter Cordelia, is she here? And you're sleeping with Cordelia, you know that's her mom. Like, why are you attracted to her? I swear, if this Let's Play leads to Cecelia and Servius starting an affair, I'm literally never playing this again. Like, I'm never playing the save file again. All right, now that we know that, I'm gonna have Lori ask him if he's like single, because she just wants to make sure that there's no one else her sister has to worry about, because, you know, she said she saw the text. So like, be for real, are you seeing anyone else besides my sister? And he's like, of course not. I love your sister. She's the only woman for me. Like, she has me head over heels. Oh, who is this? So Lori's like, so do women normally just have the ability to walk up in your house? Who is this chick? So I'm gonna have, you know, her give a rude introduction to whoever this is. Let me see. Mean, rude introduction. And so once we do the rude introduction, I'm gonna have her like gossip and see what he knows about this woman, because why does she feel so comfortable to come up inside his home? And she's like, oh, so this is who you're seeing behind my sister's back. This raggedy looking heifer? Whoa, oh, not the love symbol. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and gossip. What is her name? What is her name? Oh my gosh. I think this is the same sim from the last episode where when she left the house, we got a notification that they were fornicating together. Wow. Wow. And she just walks right up in his house like it's no issue. So let's press play. Now I'm going to have Lori go ahead and gossip and see what, you know, the situation is. So we're going to gossip, and we're going to gossip about another sim. And we're just going to ask about, you know, how do you say her name? Miari? We're going to ask about her because she's already on Lori's shit list. Like, okay, so apparently Servius likes her and he thinks that she's cool. So I think Lori is trying to like be on her phone and take pictures of the situation. So she's like, you know what, Servius, can I use the bathroom? I don't know if she actually needs to use the bathroom. But she's like, can I go see you, you know, use your bathroom, please? My bladder is just really getting to me, you know, human issues. So he's like, sure. So I'm just going to have her come up here. And let's see, I'm going to have her come. And I'm gonna put the walls down and let's be messy, right? Where's the bathroom? Oh, okay, he does have a bathroom. I was about to say, it wouldn't be a vampire home without a bathroom, right? So I'm gonna have her use the bathroom, but she's gonna call her sister and be like, girl, you have to come over here to Servius's house right now. Like, she's not gonna say too much, but she's like, get your pregnant behind over here immediately. So I'm gonna have her call her sister. But she's like, you're not gonna believe what's going on right now. Like, you have to come here ASAP. This Let's Play is so messy, y'all. Like, I did not know that it was gonna end up being this messy, but I guess it is. He done had her come over here while her sister's here. He has a crush on the mother. Like, there's just a lot going on with this Let's Play right now. So let's go ahead and make sure that Cordelia comes over. So we're going to invite her to hang out at the current lot. So Cordelia is right now on the other line. Like, why do you need me to come over? Like, is it that deep? But already Lori is like, we got to get rid of this man. Like, he is not good for my sister, because that's the same girl. Oh, look, they look so miserable together. Like, sir, you have a baby on the way, like a whole baby. Like, this is not a joke. And this is what you do? Like, you wake up after a 200-year slumber and this is how you behave? Like, come on now, be for real. I mean, look at her and look at Cordelia. Like, what is this outfit? Come on now. Be serious with yourself. So I'm not sure if Cordelia is coming over. Oh, there she actually is right there. Oh, so I'm gonna have Cordelia, hold on. Let me pause. So Cordelia came out here in her PJs, baby hanging out. She's like, who's this? But she left. So let me see. I'm gonna have her come up in here. Let's have her knock on the door. I don't think she needs to knock on the door. And Lori heard her sister's voice, so she's coming out here to see, you know, what's tea? Is he gonna lie? Is he gonna tell the truth? So I'm just gonna be super messy because this Let's Play is messy. And I'm gonna go ahead and do friendly, and then we're gonna gossip. And we're gonna ask her what she knows about this Miari girl. So Servius is over here being fake, like, oh my goodness, Cordelia, my love, I missed you. What are you doing here? Bella, where you been, loca? So Lori's like, oh, my sister, who I actually love, how are you? So, you know, she's like, sit down, let's talk. And she's like, what do you know about this Miria girl? So Servius is like, well, what's this conversation about? And now I'm turning on TV to distract the situation. Cordelia's like, you know, I'm not too familiar with her. So I'm just going to go ahead and see if there's any more mess we can call. So we're going to go with friendly, more choices. Let me see, friendly, gossip. And
Bon and Gravi?
Prosthetics.
Oh, that's all I can gossip about. So let's gossip about Servius then.
Floima Sharnu?
Misa.
Yoyum.
So Lori's like, well, you know, Servius seems to know her. Servius, what do you know about this Miriam girl? So now, you know, this is sparking her interest. So let me see if I can get her to ask about this sim. I don't know if it's going to work. So after like gossiping, Cordelia just reminded her sister how she's so in love with Servius, and she, you know, was over here like, Servius, you really just gonna be fake and act like you don't know who I'm talking about, like you don't know this woman. And she's like, okay, player, I got your number. So while they're over here, let me see. He's giving Lori suggestive looks, like right in front of her sister. So she's like, this is weird. So we're gonna reject his look. And let's just be rude to him. Let's see. Wow, so after, you know, Lori shut him down on the slick, because, you know, he was under the table trying to play footsies with her. Now he wants to be up in her sister's face, kissing and slow dancing her. Let me see. I forgot I have him on control. So I'm actually going to have him come here and like rub her belly, talk about the, you know, romantic interests, and, you know, ask her, does she still love him? Because things have been a little bit dramatic since your family came here. Like, do you still love me, girl? Let's see. I'm also going to have him like rub her belly. Like, he's about to put on all of the stops for this. So Lori clearly is like pissed off because she's like, this man is like terrible, like terrible. So I'm just gonna have her leave because she's very pissed off. Oh, not him crying, sir. So I'm gonna have Cordelia try to console her man. He's in a very flirty mood, and again, she loves him. But first she wants to just talk about the coven, and she's like, listen, she's gonna accept his advances. Okay, he's giving her a suggestive look. And she's like, you know, I'm sorry that my family came here unannounced, but unfortunately, you know, the ancestors led them our way, and they're just here to check on me. You know, it's nothing. Like, listen, I'm sorry that my family came here out of nowhere, but, you know, I love you, and this changes nothing about us, and I even opened us a baby registry. And I really don't know if Servius cares about that. But while she's over here, you know, bringing up the baby and her family and showing the baby registry, he's like, you know what? I had a dirty dream with both of us in leading roles. Wanna come and make it true? Literally disgusting. So, you know, instead of owning up to the BS that just happened, and he was acting brand new about, what's her name? I'm gonna just call her Miriam. I keep forgetting the woman's name. But instead of him confessing about, you know, his side chick being over here, he's just going to deflect and offer up his peen, because literally we already discovered that that's all he has to offer is his peen and charisma. Like, he's a smooth talker, but I feel like it's good that, you know, Lori was here, and, you know, she even clocked that he was trying to play footsies with her under the table, because she knows that this man is honestly trash. And she's like, oh no, Servius must die. So they're just now having some pillow talk, and it looks like he just has a lot on his mind here, and he has a lot of feelings. But, you know, he does have a lot of love. I don't know if it's love or lust for Cordelia, but he kind of just wants to talk about the baby now that he has her to himself. So he's going to invite her to stay the night because he really wants to talk about her. He wants her to stay the night because he wants to talk to her about the baby in the future. So right now, let me go ahead and pull up the pregnancy and relationship. So I want him to share his worries about the baby. And he's like, you know, I just woke up after 200 years, Cordelia. This baby really isn't what I had in mind. Like, I know you're excited, but, you know, I'm 500 years old and I don't have kids yet for a reason. And she's like, don't worry, you know, we're going to be a family. Like you, he's like, but I thought you were excited to be a father. And he's like, no, I am. And she's like, well, we're going to be a family, me, you, and the baby, and you and I are going to be together forever. So I'm going to have her talk about marriage with him. Now, mind you, he doesn't, oh, not her over here, funky. Wow, he done woohooed her till she got funky. I'm crying. So while she's over here funky and, you know, sweaty and nasty after their little woohoo session, she wants to talk to him about getting married because she's like, well, you know, yeah, I've never loved anyone like this before. And he's like, oh, marriage. Yeah, I don't know about that. And he's actually getting uncomfortable from this conversation. And she can tell. And she's like, listen, I know that might be a lot right now. So let me just go ahead and hop in the shower. You know, I'm not feeling so fresh. So I'm going to have her come in here and take a bath. Hold on. I have Cecelia over here trying to come and interrogate Mr. Servius, and because she is the supreme, she always gets these messages from the future, I guess, and it says, I'm from the future, we need to have sex right now or the space-time continuum will collapse. Let's see, I'm just gonna have her do it. Because not only does she feel like space-time continuum is her responsibility as the supreme, but she's also a bit of a hoe. So she's gonna bust down for this stranger from the future. And I mean, why not? Now she about to get hers. This Let's Play is just a mess. So I guess Cecelia had other plans. She was about to go and chew out Servius, but it looks like she is leading this man to the bench. Maybe she might actually be the better match for Servius as opposed to her daughter, because she got her 100-year-old self up and ran, and she is waiting for this man from the future. So Servius actually wants to flirt with Miari, which is kind of annoying. And he also wants to discuss his fears after fulfilling his wants. So that's kind of what he's in the mood for. But I'm gonna have him go out and prowl for some humans to drink blood from, because, you know, he needs to fulfill his vampire needs. So I'm gonna just, you know, have him indulge. Look, he got his little umbrella, and because he was laid up with her all night, he wasn't able to get his vampire needs filled. So he's just gonna come out here. And what does Servius see on the horizon? Not Miss Cecelia busting down in broad daylight. Oh, and he's a little bit disgusted because he, you know, he has a little crush on her. I don't know about you guys, but this is not how I would want to see my 100-year-old crush. So it looks like by him walking out here, he just was cheated on. How was he cheated on? Cheated on by her mom? They're not even a couple. But it looks like he's a little bit jealous of this situation. And it feels like it's been forever since Servius has been romantic with his partner. He was never romantic with her mom, so I'm a little bit confused. But you know, Mans is upset. Mans is upset. Cecelia is over here very embarrassed because she got caught. I don't know what's going on between her and Servius. I'm actually very confused. I'm not gonna lie. But you know, she's gonna say blessed be to this man from the future, and she's like, young man, I didn't know that people from the future were very, very skilled with coitus. Well, you've been the best gentleman caller that I've had in the past 3 days. You have a good one now. I just realized Cecelia has no shoes on, but I mean, she's a supreme. She doesn't need shoes. So now that she's done with her supreme duties of, you know, making sure the space-time continuum is upheld, I'm gonna have her come in here, and she's like, where's my daughter? But first she wants to make sure that, you know, Servius does not speak of her responsibilities. So she's going to give him a lesson about hard work. She's a little bit embarrassed because, I mean, it's broad daylight. I don't know why she would be embarrassed, but anyone could have seen her. But she's like, listen, what you saw out there, young man, was work. So it's currently awkward between them. Let me check their relationship thing. Why is it awkward? They have amazing compatibility and it's awkward between the two of them. Very, very confused with that. But it seems like he's upset with her, but he has no reason to be. So I'm just gonna have her just like talk to him and see like what this is all about. So I'm just gonna compliment him on his house and, you know, say, although, you know, you're a vampire, this is actually a pretty nice home. Like, you know, I'm sure my grandchild, the next Supreme, she would be fine here visiting on the weekends and holidays every once in a while. So now we're gonna be friendly and let's see. We're gonna have some deep conversations. So I feel like she wants to give him a lesson on family because Cecelia has her mind made up that she does not want Servius to be in the baby's life. But I mean, she really doesn't have any control over that because it's not her kid. But because the bones told her that this baby is going to be the next Supreme, she feels like she has control over the baby. So she's like, you know, if you're not going to be serious about supporting this baby along its journey on being the next biggest and greatest Supreme so that I can retire, you can't be in this baby's life. And she's really trying to have like this serious conversation with him, but he's just really upset. So she's just gonna ask him like, what's his deal? You know, she feels like you're 500 some years old, you should be capable of having this conversation. And he's like, you don't get it. It's like, I don't get what? Like, what do you mean? What do I not understand? And let's see. He's gonna be like, you know, I'm sensing some weird energy from you, Servius. I don't know what it is, but something feels off. And he's like, listen, I don't need you to read my energy. I don't need you to do anything. So she just learned here that Servius is actually mean. And Servius says, why don't you just leave me alone? I'm furious enough with you already. End of conversation. And she's like, I don't even know what I did. Like, I'm not understanding what went wrong. But right now they have a very awkward situation. And it's just like they have some romantic tension, which, you know, I'm really unfamiliar with this. But hey, I'm going to have our baby momish come down here. Have her come down here. And right now it seems like she's angry. She's having some mood swings due to her pregnancy. But she's like, oh my gosh, I hear my mom's loud voice and I'm just trying to relax and grow my baby and have a good day with my man. But why are you over here hollering? So I'm gonna have her do what she usually does when she first wakes up. And that is, you know, put a show on for her man. And I feel like, you know, she is feeling herself. Her hormones are getting to her. So I'm gonna have her put on a sexy pose for him in front of her mom. Because I feel like this baby is giving Cordelia a lot of confidence, and I'm not sure if it's her pregnancy hormones, because look how grumpy she is. You know, she's usually Miss Happy-Go-Lucky, but this baby has her in a rage. Like, she's just pissed. She's like, Mom, what are you doing here? No one told you to come over here. Lori was just over here last night. Like, I don't need you guys prying into my life. I'm about to have a family. So let's just have her argue with her mom. Let's see. I'm gonna have her chew her mom out. And she's like, listen, first you run me out of Glimmerbrook. And then you say you were ashamed of me and you never wanted to see me again. And now you're only here because you feel like you have something to do with my child. I'm not having it. So she's ready to just chew her mom out and give her mom a piece of her mind. He's like, as long as you continue to be negative and pry into my life, you will never have access to my baby. So Cecelia is like taken aback because she's like, what is this man doing to my daughter? Like, this was never Cordelia. You know, her daughter is usually very passive, you know, very in her own little world. It's just something about her and Servius that kind of changed Cordelia. And I mean, especially the pregnancy hormones too, but Cecelia just does not know what to do at this point. So she just feels really, really uncomfortable. And all she wants to do is make sure that her grandchild has a good life. But Cordelia is over here like, you know, I'm responsible for making sure my child has a good life. You made my life hell, and you made me feel like I was never good enough, and I never want my baby to feel like that. So Cecelia is very embarrassed. One, she got caught, you know, doing a thing on the park bench. And then she's upset from this aggressive conversation. And are we even family? Cecelia struggles to comprehend how she can be related to someone, her family members. Okay, so I feel like at this point, Cecelia, I mean, she has 4 kids, so I'm sure she can understand. So I feel like she just needs to understand that her daughter is a little bit hormonal and she's in love. So she just needs to back off until the baby is born. So she just wants to give her daughter a lesson on love. And she's like, you know, it's like, listen, I just want to make sure that this guy is good for you. So it says it's happening. Servius is so utterly smitten with Cordelia that he's proposing marriage. That is so, oh my gosh, this is why I love The Sims, because as her mom is giving her a lecture on how she thinks Servius is no good for her, he's like, I love your daughter and I love your daughter so much that I'm going to marry her. Y'all, this Let's Play is not panning out the way I thought it would at all. And I kind of feel like Servius only wants to propose marriage because he has a crush on her mom and she does not feel the same. So, you know, Servius just got engaged to Cordelia. They're now a couple. He didn't get down on one knee. Oh, wait, he might. Oh my God. Is he actually about to get down on one knee? Shut up. Oh no, he's giving her. Child. You could have got down on one knee. See, this is so ghetto. Like, you could have did something. I don't think Cecelia is happy about this engagement, but I guess we'll leave it off here. So we have her family in town and we have her now fiance. They never even dated. Like, they were never even boyfriend or girlfriend, but now they're fiancés. And now Cordelia and her mom are really beefing. Like, forget everything that happened in Glimmerbrook. Like, they're beefing for real. And to make matters even more tense, Servius is like, I've been thinking about this a lot and wanted to ask if you like to live together. And because, again, we're thinking as Cordelia, she's madly in love with him. I'm about to punch the... Okay, so we're going to have her move in with him and he's going to join the household. Oh my God. So at first I thought that this was just going to be a very cute 3-part romantic, like, Halloween love story between a witch and a vampire. But at this time, I am very invested in this family. Y'all just don't know. Like, I am really attracted to, like, this toxic love. And the fact that he has a crush on her mom and, like, now he's, like, scorned with her. Let me look at their profile. Let me save here. And I'm looking at Cecelia and Servius's profile from her perspective, and she kind of got to know him very fast. It doesn't say that she sees him as oh, she does see him as attractive. Okay. And it's awkward. They drive each other crazy, but they also drive each other crazy. And they have amazing compatibility. And their current sentiment is that it's furious. So just the sight of Cecelia gets on Servius's nerves these days. Like, how dare Cecelia show her face? So the fact that he can't have her, pisses him off that much. And then to be spiteful, mind you, she has no clue that this man has romantic feelings towards her. She just knows that he caught her doing her due diligence as the supreme. But that embarrassed her, you know, but she didn't think nothing of it. But, you know, he has one-sided beef with her because he can't have her. So I'm going to go ahead and open the profile from his perspective. And he also has learned a lot about her as well. So it seems like, you know, when I was focusing on Lori and Cordelia, Cecelia and Servius kind of got to know each other pretty well. So theirs is pretty much the same. It's very awkward. They have amazing compatibility, but he sees her as very attractive, but he also feels like someone stole his partner. He feels like someone stole his, that's wild, because he got to see her woohoo with someone else. So I don't know. At this time, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. Especially since, you know, this Let's Play is not going in the direction that I thought it would. If you like this episode, be sure to check out the first one, which was just as messy as this. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.